thought I'd wear a different top for once. Not going to, of course, show what kind of top it is, but it's blue. I'm blue for once. As we're not feeling too blue in this save so far. We haven't dropped off entirely, but you'll get to see. Excuse me, that was... I don't know what got over me right there, but you'll get to see what is going on in a minute. As welcome back, guys, to episode number 4 of season number 2. I think that's one of the worst intros that I've ever done to this channel. We're at the end of the FIFA 22 cycle. We are cooling down of course, this DC United career mode. I was going to say, if you haven't seen the previous episode and you do want to see how we're doing in this one, make sure you like and comment. And of course, watch that last video before coming back onto this one, because there will be spoilers. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We're on 7,080 subscribers, moving with some pace, I must say, into FIFA 23, which I'm very, very happy about. So thank you guys so much. As you could see right there, we are third in the table, and we've had a couple of mishmash games. The last one in the last episode, particularly, was not good at all, as we do move into July, where we have Inter Miami, Chicago Fire, who are doing well this season. We will play. Can't play Toronto again. We'll play Philadelphia probably, and maybe simulate Atlanta, as it is at home, and we don't get to see their fancy stadium when we're at home. As you might also notice, just right next to where it says the 9th date, transfer window opened in July, so we can make some additions to the squad. In fact, we can make them as soon as we simulate onto this next day, the 1st of July. And of course, a lot going on before we move straight into this next game. You can see, as I need to turn that light down, jeez, got a shiny forehead, as we've got Jack Bennett, who has left on a short-term loan to go to Atletico de San Luis, and Tremblay's going to Barnsley. Good old England, Barnsley. The Yorkshire club, of course. A club actually quite close to me, as we've got Drew Skundrick leaving the club on a permanent to Amira Waka. We've got a youth player unsettled, which I'm sorry, mate, you'll just have to feel unsettled because we're not going to promote you. We'll get rid of you, in fact. We've got too many keepers, as we've not got a scout out at the moment, as well as we do go into this next game. The Gareth Bale transfer has gone through. He's at LAFC, unfortunately on the other side of the table, but we're going to focus on ourselves right here, as we have a big opening game of this episode. Inter Miami are a decent side, as I'm going to make a controversial change as well going into this one. Chandler, brought him in to be a decent first-team player, really hasn't been, I cannot lie at all, as a squad getting smaller, which I do like to see as well, very much so, as Heinz Ike doesn't need to be in that lineup, needs to be Nahar, as this is the team. We've got Romo in goal, Hamid and Taxi still out on international duty, as Nahar, Jones, Birnbaum the captain, and Matari to make up the back line. We've got Vera and Williamson sitting in front of them, with Harry Cornick, Ravel Morrison and Pierre Bell, with Danny Welbeck as the sole striker, hoping in this one for a bounce back from Montreal. And the Inter Miami team is Clement Diop in goal, McVeigh, DeAndre Yedlin, Quinteros, Kieran Gibbs, Victor Ayoa, Vasilev, Gregory, Pozzolo and Rodriguez, with Gonzalo Higuain up front. A little bit of lag with that, as of course you can see we've gone back to that guy Welbs, or I keep saying that, but it's that guy Welbs, is our striker, of course. Zardes dropped to the bench despite the goals he did get in the last episode. And of course the free kick from Ravel. He's back straight in this team, as Williamson gets the ball round to Morrison. Really do need a reply, as Danny Welbeck goes out wide into Pierre Bell. Going to try and step back inside a little bit. Matarita into Danny Welbeck. A little bit of a gap for Harry Cornick. Tried to score that one. I mean, I'd be a bit ashamed if he didn't score it, as McVeigh turns us rather easily there into Victor Ayoa. Pass forward into Vasilev. That's an easy one for Nahar to cut out, as he's going to get running forward and needs that pass, which he finds into Danny Welbeck. Chip over the top. Harry Cornick in a bit of space. Tries to take the ball down nicely, but unfortunately couldn't right there, as Rodriguez. So just going to try and shepherd him out into Quinteros. Forward again, as Ravel Morrison. He's going to put a ball squeeze through into Pierre Bell. Ravel again into Matarita. Ravel Morrison once more onto Williamson. Williamson is going to chip it over the top, looking for Harry Cornick. If he's onside, it's a brilliant move, but he still doesn't score. Clement Diop with a good save. Start to this game as well, but still not got that goal, as Mateus Vera to keep hold of it into Williamson. That's a beautiful ball into Danny Welbeck, who's had his shot saved again. A very bright start, but it means nada if we don't get this goal. As Williamson, near post, Danny Welbeck off the line, tap in, and it's in from Harry Cornick. I think it's Harry Cornick anyway. It looked like DeAndre Yedlin might have got the final touch. But all that matters is it's over the line and we are 1 to the good. Nice finish, whoever it was. It's a brilliant delivery. Danny Welbeck does well to stretch right there. And I think Cornick might hit it onto DeAndre Yedlin just to take the deflection. Yeah, that took it past Kieran Gibbs. Stands as Harry Cornick's goal as we try to get a tackle in. Pozzello trying to squeeze past Phil Jones. Easy little squeezing for us right there as Ravel Morrison. He's going to tap that around the corner into Harry Cornick, who's going to try and set that guy Welbs up. Unfortunately, couldn't get the pass through. Harry Cornick onto Danny Welbeck again, and that's an easy ball through to Ravel Morrison for a chance to double it. And that is a poor shot. We should be more than 1 up to the good, but again, wasted chances, and it's set piece that separates us. Can we get another set piece goal? It'll fall here to Vera on the edge, who hasn't got the header in, but he's got another tackle. Williamson picking up on it. Into Vera again. Goes for a shot through bodies. Falls to him again. Can't get it clear off. And Williamson on the ball right here as he squeezes the ball through to Pierre Bell. Straight on to Danny Welbeck, who takes a touch and tries to turn. Tries to get that ball squeezed out, and he does. Straight into Danny Welbeck. He's on the wing this time. He's our striker. That's a beautiful cut inside. He's got a ball across. Tried it. Bell's put good pressure on as it falls to Ravel. Very interesting and busy first half, this one, you've got to say, as Kieran Gibbs with the interception. Williamson, almost at the end of this very eventful first half, you've got to say, as Harry Cornick's going to run at Kieran Gibbs, maybe win a corner, but it's a beautiful ball into Pierre Bell, who has spooned it a little bit. Difficult chance, but most of them before that haven't been difficult. I'm kind of a little bit frustrated. Yes, we lead, but we should lead by more than at least 2. But learn to be taking chances as Vasilev into Pozzuelo. Now into Victor Iyoa. Going over the top of us right there. Straight into McVeigh. Headed down into Higuain. Good job we didn't connect with that tackle. Need to be better as Romo makes a good save. Look how free he was in the middle though. That is not good enough from us. Need a response. Need to clear this corner as Pozzuelo, the playmaker, onto Quinteros, who's over. Luckily for us, as Ravel Morrison, he's just going to pass it off into Williamson, and we're going to go wide again. Harry Cornick. Can he try and squeeze a ball through, maybe? I'll just pass this into Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck has the run through the middle right there, but he's overcooked it. Pozzello with a pass on to Rodriguez here, who's been kind of their only player who's wanted to get on the ball. As Higuain skipped past us, it's in the middle, it's a 1-2. Romo with a magnificent save. Oh my lord, he hasn't made them in the past game against Montreal. But what a save that is from the back-up goalkeeper. Ravel Morrison to try and get us away. Trying to get away from that man as well. And he gets his pass into Nahar. Now on to Harry Cornick. Through the middle again. Ravel Morrison needs to just keep hold of it. Into Williamson. Need that ball out wide, please. There we go. This could be a good counter. Into Welbeck at the near post. And what a goal that is! It's all come from that big save, you know. And that guy, Welbs, linked up with Cornick for 2. Finally, we deserved it. We really deserved it. And now we do have a bit of a cushion. We're getting that response we needed after Montreal. 2 to the good. And Pozzello on the ball here. Goes back to McVeigh. Into Pozzuelo again. Matarita. That's not handled. But the referees, of course, are going to try and get them back in the game. As that guy, Welbs, is going to come off the field. Zardes to come on. Share the game time. We're in a congested bit of a schedule right here, as that's a good pass away. Can we get there first, please, Ravel? I think it was Ravel anyway, but Zardes putting the pressure on. Do not want to concede here. Romo really deserves the clean sheet with the 2 saves he's pulled out, as we've easily been skinned right there with Matarita into McVeigh, away by Durkin, and under 7 minutes to go now as Kieran Gibbs trying to get into Miami going a little bit. They've still got time, so we've got to be on our A game. I want that clean sheet. I really do, as Harry Cornick with a good tackle. Zardes with a good run in front. Unfortunately, couldn't get that pass off, though, as Yedlin tackled into Gibbs. Gone centrally now as the defender, as he tries to put a ball forward onto Higuain. Hit nutmeg Darman, but Matarita on the overlap. And a tackle on Durkin right here in the middle of the park. As a chance maybe late on for Inter Miami. That's a clip of the ankles on Pozzello. Higuain. Oh, and the clean sheet's gone for Romo. He doesn't deserve that. I really, really wanted to keep them out, but Looks like they have got a goal on the board. I am going to skip this, running around us all the time. It doesn't really mean much, hopefully anyway. They should not have time, and they don't. 3 points. Bit gutted the way it ended just there. A bit of a sour taste after wanting that clean sheet. But 3 points is 3 points. Danny Drinkwater frustrated with not talking about the contract, but of course he is one player I have got on that transfer list, in fact. There's Andy. It is Andy Nahar. I was thinking it wasn't Andy Nahar for some reason. His first name is Andy. He's happy with his game time as we're up to second place, which is good. Chicago Fire in third, who we do play next. And Atlanta jumping into the mix. Interesting stuff, as we do play this game very, very quickly after the last one. Can see how unhappy Danny Drinkwater is, and I kind of don't want that around my first team. I don't at all, so I'm going to put Perez on that bench, yes. Or actually, no, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put Chandler on it and Smith on as an extra defender. Danny Drinkwater just lost his place in the squad altogether, I do think. Sorry to him, but not sorry, because we're in second place. Same team again that's just got us a 2-1 win and started, as we're at home again to Chicago Fire. And let's have a look at this team that we face. Chicago Fire Football Club. Slonina in goal, Espinoza, Pineda, Chicos, Reynolds a second, Navarro and Jimenez, Muller, Herbers, Navarro and Priziblico. Okay, Interessante as Reynolds the second runs straight out of play. They need to sub Reynolds the thirds on, as that was a very badly delivered bad joke, as it's out to Matarita right here. Needs to play that back in the middle into Matthias Vera, sitting back of course, into Phil Jones. Can we look for Pierre Bell out wide? Phil Jones with a good switch right here. Need to be on the front foot. These are doing very well compared to last year. Up in third. Same with Cincinnati. Up in that table. As we put a ball over the top into Pierre Bell. That's a great touch. Delivered in. Poor cross. There's Danny Welbeck here with the ball. Pass straight into Matthias Vera. Onto Williamson. Williamson's going to go out wide into Andy Nahar. Now back onto Williamson. Look at that run through the middle. That's a brilliant one. Just couldn't find our man, however. As Herbers to pick up on this. Passes it into Navarro now. Onto Prizilko, I think it was pronounced. Didn't hear that right, I don't think. Navarro into Herbers. Back into Navarro. Straight into Phil Jones. Harry Cornick. Cornick trying to run away. And trying to put a ball through the middle onto Williamson. Tries to put it back out to Harry Cornick, who's going to try and get there again. And he does. Very well done from him. Straight into Ravel Morrison. Now we'll go out wide again. Andy Nahar. Andy Nahar into Harry Cornick. Unlucky pass through. Danny Welbeck tried to get there again. Maybe one of those games where the ball's just bouncing all around, as Herbers with a pass into Priblico. That's going to be a foul if we don't just get on with it. Their striker's injured. Maybe not the best of tackles. Definitely not, as Navarro's right side of us here. Andy Nahar trying to get back. He's not really got there. Phil Jones pushed off the ball, and Romo with a good save. Ben Bam goes in the book for the earlier challenge. Good save, our keeper. They're the kind of the saves that our goalkeepers haven't been making, both of them usually. As that's a good header away from Harry Cornick. Ravel Morrison tries to run and he's got injured. He's got injured. Whipped into the box. Birnbaum with a header away. It's turning into a scrappy game. Injury for injury. As Harry Cornick hopefully can break that deadlock with maybe a counter-attack over to Bell, who couldn't get there. Things getting heated against the Fires. It's telling me to put Timmy Chandler on. In the middle of the park. Are you okay, game? I'm going to go for Chris Durkin. As we'll go with that. Keep on plodding along as it's a free kick. Handball again. Got to make sure we get it out. Herbers. Andy Nahar. That's a brilliant pass, actually. Straight into Phil Jones, who needs to try and get away but can't clearly. And he's left a bit of a gap at the back. Good tackle from Matthias Vera. Definitely an even game. Third against second right here as Navarro skips past us. He's got a little bit of a gap in the middle as we're trying to pull across. Reynolds into Navarro. Little bit of a gap. Just trying to cut across again still. Navarro through the middle. Ivanov. Herbers. Navarro tried to get there but just couldn't again. And Chris Durkin will try and run it away a little bit. Haven't got there again, however. And Danny Welbeck round that side. Pierre Bell into Welbeck again. He's going to go out wide to Pierre Bell. Need that run around the middle, please. Oh, not around the middle, but around the side. Matarita. Good tackle. Fiery first half against the Fire, but still nothing at the end of it as Nahar heads that away. That was a good ball across as well. And Danny Welbeck with a very good header into Chris Durkin. Do we have the time to try and get a counter on? Durkin looks for Cornick down the wing again. Referee better not blow his whistle. Got the better of Reynolds a second here, I think. He's clipped him. He's still going into Welbeck. And straight down Sologna's throat. 0-0 after a heated first half. And Pierre Bell into Vera now. Into Durkin. Durkin back into Williamson. Williamson's going to pass it out wide into Harry Cornick, who's going to try and get around the side a little bit here. Andy Nahar. Andy Nahar just to keep hold of this as he goes back centrally. Williamson into Danny Welbeck. Out wide into Harry Cornick, who can deliver a decent ball in right there. Espinoza, not the greatest of controls on the edge. We want to head that down. Vera into Williamson. Through the middle again. Danny Welbeck needs that option. He gets it round the side. It's a good one into Cornick. Holds it up. Pierre Bell's there. And it's definitely a handball off Pineda. Penalty kick an hour into this one. And we have won it. Finally. Not the game, of course. But just that chance that we need. As Danny Welbeck. I'm going to go top right. A place that I do go a lot of times. As the keeper doesn't move as I stuttered. I stuttered a bit, but I didn't stutter with the penalty. 1-0 Welbs. And DC, of course. Brilliant one just placed high up. No chance for the keeper. We have that lead. And Danny Welbeck, the ball right here in the middle of the park, onto Pierre Bell. Turn in the middle of the park, straight onto Williamson. Williamson to come forward. That's straight into Chris Durkin, who's going to try from range, and Sologna with another good tackle. Tell me to put Timmy Chandler on all the time. I'm not going to put Smith on, who's talking to me right there. As Phil Jones with the header floats it over. And Zedan Shaqiri. I don't think he started this game, did he? I don't think he did. He's now on the field. Weird thing to sub him in the first place, or maybe I've just not seen him in the game. Oh, I can't remember saying his name in the lineup. As Navarro gets the ball passed back to him. Shows that they have a strong squad around him as Espinoza down to Muella on that side. It's a good ball, and it's off the post. Of course, we didn't keep a clean sheet in the last one, and it is only 1-0. So we've still got to be careful as Danny Welbeck to turn out and try and feed it over to Cornick. We're decent on these counters as Harry Cornick's trying to bust into the box. He's kind of got in and he's forced a corner. Good work from him. Very good work as they've made another substitution. We've got another corner. Birnbaum's getting there first. It's fallen to the back post. Phil Jones should have us 2-0 up. That's a very poor miss as Espinoza with the ball forward. Birnbaum to just head it straight down again. Pierre Bell with a weird fizz across. Torres into Gikos. He gives it into Reynolds. And now they're going backwards a little bit. We've got 5 minutes to keep this clean sheet. Come on. We need it in this game in order to get the 3 points. As Reynolds with the tackle. It's gone under Phil Jones. And Romo bails us out a bit again. Timmy Chandler to come on for the height from this corner. Nyman's on the field as well. That was a big chance. Jimenez with the ball whipped in. Phil Jones away. Durkin needs to hit that long and finds Williamson. Now on a yellow card, of course. He's just going to try and run it down this wing / corner. I don't know. As we'll try and put it across the field into Harry Cornick. Buy some time. Brilliant ball. Nyman feeding it towards Welbeck, who's tackled that defender. Tried to get there, but still didn't. And we are into added time. Really want this win. A huge win against third position to cement ourselves in that top 2 for a bit longer, which is done. Welbeck from the spot gets us them 3 points and puts us spot on second place for now. Of course, not something you really celebrate second, but is in the scheme of things. Incredibly happy with that. In fact, we're only cementing ourselves really in the top 3. Chicago Fire are 4th with a game played over everyone. So we are only 4 points off top now. Orlando, we are catching up as Ravel Morrison sprained his knee. That's 4 weeks without him. Also deciding to look at contracts for next season, and look at that list. We don't have that many actually signed up for an extra season. Look how many we could be losing. Of course, don't want to lose all of them, as we are going to still try and take it 1 game at a time, as Orlando played a game extra than us and lost it, which is a good thing in my opinion, as Phil Jones approached by St. Etienne. Phil Jones not really a player in particular I'd like to get rid of. I can see him staying with Wayne Rooney, so I am going to see if he wants to sign a new contract with us. He still allows us to go for it, which is good. He's going to probably want a crucial, but I'll offer important. There we go, crucial. He's only 30 to be fair. I thought it was a little bit older. A 2-year extension, no release clause. Could we get his wage down a little bit? just for my benefit of mind. 42. Reasonable. Very nice, Phil. He's taking a pay cut to stay with Wayne. Nice one. As Toronto up next. A simulation, of course, which makes me want to kind of try and put Timmy Chandler in for Pierre Bell. Although he's playing well, I think simulation with him in the team is a bit of a risk. I cannot lie. Cornick on that wing. And we'll go with that. See how it does away in Toronto. We've got a 2-2 draw against these last time. Good team, of course, on paper. As a 3-1 win, however. And it is a that guy Welbs hat-trick that gets us it. Akinola with 1, but Welbs with 3. As Orlando, I'm pretty sure, have played another game. And they have not won it. We have to take this chance. We have to. Even though we've been knocked down a lot, we must try and get it. As Matthias Vera wants his contract looking at. He's one of the players that isn't expiring, I'm pretty sure. But he still wants his contract having a look at. Okay, where is he? Where is he? He's down here. He's on 4K, which is a lot lower than what he should be on. He's probably seen Phil Jones still in the 40Ks. As we'll try and negotiate a new contract, as I stuttered again right there. See what we can do for the Argentine. He wants to be crucial, except I definitely think he will be. A 1-year extension? Let's aim for 2. Let's aim for 2. I want to give him it. A release clause, fine. Don't like it, but we'll go with it. 7.7k. I think he's earned that. He's a mainstay in the team. Just needs to learn how to be in a centre mid instead of CDM, so his rating don't go down in the team as much. But Matthias Vera stays, as we'll train him to be a centre mid. But I've noticed something. I am sorry. I am sorry. Nicolas Tremblay was loaned out at a low rating. He has gone to Barnsley and gone up to 72 overall at 18 years old. That, to me, is just incredible. I think he's a first teamer very, very soon. As pretty late, hopefully won't be on the bench. Taxi, I don't think he will be. Back to the football, Matthias. I'm glad you're happy, as it's Philly in town next. We know these are a challenge. We know we want to get a good result. I'm thinking about keeping Hamid on the bench, you know. We are getting results without him, and I'm going to make that change again. Taxi going onto the left, unfortunately for Pierre Bell, and Timmy Cornick back on the right. Durkin through that middle with that guy Welb still up front. Same team around it. Let's go to Philly. And let's have a look at this Philly team in the playoff places themselves, and of course walked the league last year as Fries, Mbazio, Jack Elliott, Glesnes, Real, Martinez, Bueno, Flatch Gazdag, Carranza and Ure. Of course, that triangle at the front does my head in. I'd say the most difficult front three to defend against, as Nahar, straight on the ball right here, tried to pass it into Flack. Easily read. Real to put a ball straight through the middle onto Bueno, as Jack Elliott goes out wide into Mbazio, onto Gazdag and Bueno. Bueno? It's Buezo, it's not Brian Mbeumo. As Carranza over the top, he goes out wide into Mbazio, who tries to skip passes and does, as Beerbaum with a read right here, has to be careful, gets his pass off into Matthias Vera, onto Williamson. He's going to go wide straight into Andy Nahar, who's going to run forward. Cornick round the side, squeezes it into Harry Cornick. Good close control. Can he get a decent ball into the near post? Chris Durkin has to do better. That is a completely free header as Cornick round the side into Andy Nahar. He's going to get running again down this wing. Into Williamson. Just try and go central maybe for once. Or of course we do have Taxi now on the left, but that's a horrific ball through the middle played by Durkin. Not had the best of starts to this one. As Bueno into Ure. He's putting it down the line into Flack. Over the top. We've got to shuffle across now into Mbazio. Gazdag with a read. Cornick with a dodgy touch. But still, we'll get it out. Open game as Gazdag into Martinez. Into Ure. Off the outside of the post. Think it was always going on that outside. But still, got to be more careful than that, don't we? As Nahar through onto Williamson. Usually when we have a little shock like that, we try and perform a wake-up call to ourselves. As let's try it again. Danny Welbeck down that line. Chris Durkin getting in front of that defender. Whipped in again. Too close to the keeper this time. As Andy Nahar jogging forward. Needs Cornick to set off a little bit. He's still onside, of course. As here is HC Sauce. On it again. Into Welbeck. Got to do better with headers. Unlucky as Martinez slips a little bit there. Carranza, we almost got him with us. Flack Back into Martinez. Carranza through that middle. Bueno onto Carranza. Gazdag tried to get around us. Matarita coming across with a tackle. I'm getting the hang of his name as well now. As when I say it right, he plays better. Look at this. He's running down the wing with some pace here. Cuts back a little bit. He's got that man in front of him in Vera. Now through onto Durkin. That's a brilliant ball into Welbeck. And he wasn't missing that one before half-time. Brilliantly placed in the bottom corner. Let's go to them away fans. He needs a contract, of course. And he's earning one if he keeps that up. And of course, it's not the only thing that's going to be up. It's going to be us in the table. 2 top spot if this result goes through. Brilliant finish in the bottom corner. Difficult defence to get past, but we've done it here in the first half. And the whistle goes straight away as we need to take that into the second. Half-time, 1-0 DC. I'm very happy with that as Ure into Gazdag. Tried to get a bit of a tackle in there as Martinez into Gazdag right there around the corner. Ure. That's a ball slipped through at the start of this second half. Very concentrated there as they almost put it in the bottom corner, but we did manage to get the save in as Williamson jumping at the near post. Jack Elliott scrapes it away. Gazdag back out wide to Flack as he's going to keep hold of this ball. Back into Gazdag. Tried that tackle. Failed. Tried to get there again and failed. Romo with a good save. It's off the post. Ure was squeezed wide and that is a big wake-up call hopefully again for us as Philly should be level in this one. Flack, they've woke up in the second half as that one's across the net. They have very much woke up as Vera keeps hold of that into Danny Welbeck. Williamson into Vera, who turns on the ball and gets his pass off into Matarita, who's going to try and run. He's got Danny Welbeck making that run in behind as well. Good touch. Brilliant save from Freezer. That was cool and cold, if you get the joke I'm trying to make. As Matarita into Welbeck again. That's a good 1-2. Matarita to whip one into the back post. Kornic! He's arrived. He's got the second. And that is just what we needed in this second half. A brilliant take from HC. That is a finish. A 1-2 between left back and striker. All the way to the right winger who was in space to slam it home. We're playing Rooney football. They are the kind of attacks we love as Taxi Funtas. They definitely look attacking right now. Can we get at them again? Goal difference could play a part as Harry Kornic trying to get away. He's got to use his left foot there. I've wasted a lot of chances, yes, but that second goal's done a lot for me. So we'll experiment. Of course, Danny Drinkwater not in that team anymore. Nyman training to be the central midfielder, not the CDM. As Matarita through the middle onto Vera. Now Pierre Bell into Chandler, who's trying to work his way back in the team. Shot from range. Friese couldn't catch it. Go on, we'll stick Nyman on as well. Why not rest the important players? As Chandler with the corner, looking for Taxi at the near post. And out again. And Danny Welbeck with the ball right here in the middle of the park. He needs to try and find a little bit of an angle. He goes into Matarita, who goes down the line into Taxi Funtas. Now back a little bit. It's gone past Harry Kornic. Harry Kornic puts that through the middle onto Pierre Bell. As Pierre Bell tries to keep that in. Almost got there again. Risa now into Jack Elliott. Not really got long left of that. I think it's a 2-0 win to send us to top of the league if you ask me. Bueno putting it wide with a poor ball. Matarita to whack it. Kornic to pass it on into Bell. And there is that whistle. We might not finish top today. We've still got a simulation to go. But we can say we've beaten a good Philly side and we are top of the MLS conference. And straight after that game, someone in for our backup keeper, Rafael Romo. He's 32-year-old to be fair. We could probably cash in on him and I think that's what we will do. Just because his stock is high. I mean, it's a bit cheeky. If I can speak, he has played well. But of course, cash in on him if we can, as Kempin will come onto that bench as the backup goalkeeper. We'll keep on going. Top of that table by 2 points. Atalanta up next. Danny Drinkwater's wages, I'm sorry, are not getting listened to. He's been asked to find options elsewhere as manager rating's gone down because of it. Don't like that. We are top of the league, of course, as this is the team we're going with into the next game. It's the same as the last. Hopefully we can get a win against Atlanta at home. Can we stay there, please? We get beat 3-2. Of course we do. Of course we do. Nahar, Moreno, Kornic. And Moreno missed a penalty but scored his hat-trick later on. Of course they are an excellent team as Orlando leapfrog us again. Okay, that work for what? For Romo's stock to go up for us to sell him at a good price. maybe that was worth it, but we do want to be back up there. I feel like we can. Red Bull, we play Orlando next time, and New York, and Chicago Fire. What a month next window is, or next month is, with the window still open, of course, which we can make signings in. Let's thank you guys for watching this episode right here. Been a very, very interesting and eventful one, I've got to say. Thank you very, very much for 7.08 subscribers, we'll call it. So I will see you all in the next one very shortly. Take care, guys. In a bit, and peace.